right from the start of Rise itself, I have loved this. Rage Slash. And no, not because it's named after me, although it's not named after me, but that's what I tell myself because it's a mighty fun coincidence for a greatsword attack given my reputation with greatsword. Anyway, it really is a fun, iconic, emblematic chop when it comes to greatsword. The meaty power to just... I don't know if I'm comfortable saying the meaty power. The meaty power to sit there, ignoring every bit of damage and attack and knockback. You just do not care. And then to return with a fury sparked and hit goddamn hard. It really is so much me greatsword, me hit. Me no think much more than that. And that's beautiful in itself, but of course it had its time to shine briefly, and then Sunbreak came and executed it with Strongarm. And don't get me wrong, Strongarm is also unbelievably fantastic, given, you know, how hilariously much damage it does, but I can't deny that I miss Rage Slash, and I've tried to make it work secretly in the background of every title update, and it's just been so far worse than Strongarm that I've not even felt comfortable telling you guys about it just for a fun thing. But that changes today! Yes, that's right, epic drumbeat. You should be adding gravitas to this sentence. Okay, you can stop now. Seriously, stop now. Because thanks to the new power of skills we can get from curious melding and crafting, we can make ourselves a compact, excellent, and just altogether potent Rage Slash set using the Amatsu Greatsword of all things, and it feels good. Oh, and it doesn't hurt that both Rage Slash and Adamant Slash, that work together in beautiful twin tandem, got buffed in Title Update 5. Rage Slash making you even more resistant to damage, so you don't get blown over by the power of endgame monsters now, and Adamant Charge actually doing more damage itself, which is wonderful because Adamant Charge benefits from that extra 10% damage that the Amatsu Greatsword gives Silkbind attacks, and it actually starts hitting so hard to say you can just spam this hyper armor move with one wire bug constantly coming back. It really does feel perhaps a little bit underappreciated, underutilized, and underexplored. So on that quick note, your scroll should be Adamant, Rage, Charge, the Quick Sheath, and Tackle. That's all good, though I would have your other scroll, the Strongarm setup, just in case the monster falls asleep, or you have a reason to do a quick cheeky barrel bomb counter. There's no reason to ignore that side of things, but we will primarily be playing in an Adamant Slash into Rage Slash style, which works beautifully well in its simplicity and its performance. Especially as now we can get big, easy access to some seriously potent Rage Slash skills that work in tandem with it. Like Dragonheart, like Resentment, we still get to have Frostcraft here because yes, more than not, you will be connecting with at least the plus 20% damage part of it, which is obviously still a huge bump, but you'll be nicking in with the 30% a lot too, and we get to play around with Bloodlust as with us just hyper-arming constantly, beating it as effortlessly because we just will hit the monster with massive motion value attacks and clear it very quickly, and the elegance that Crit I7, 2 affinity augments, weakness exploit, and the affinity from Bloodlust 3 perfectly puts the Amatsu Greatsword at 100% affinity. That just satisfies, scratches just a deep itch on a building brain that I find myself both blessed and sometimes cursed with. So, now that you know kind of what's going on, the why of it, well, outside of just being a refreshing breath of air on a different playstyle on this weapon other than counter, it's actually really potent. You won't be hitting the sky-high numbers of Strongarms, but you will be hitting much more often, much more consistently, and in a very different way, because we'll just be consistently tanking damage and returning it with both Adamant and Rage. You feel very back and forth brawl, almost messier, but, you know, that's a good thing here in how it combats, and it's much more straightforward too in terms of piloting it. Yes, don't be completely too reckless and ignore your health and just keep tanking away, because eventually you'll not notice that you're actually on 5% and even in Rage Slash can't take an attack, but you get to play this lovely balance of being super hyper aggressive because you can quite literally take it. The thing that surprised me most about this is just how hard you are to kill, especially with Dragon Blight giving you all those 50 element resists, and then the natural inbuilt tankiness of both Adamant and Rage Slash, reducing your incoming damage by 30% and 50% respectively. You can still hit upwards of a good 6k Rage Slash on the target dummy versus the 9k of Strongarm, so that really tells you that you are still getting some big hits in, and of course Rage Slash happens a lot more often and is much easier to manage on the wire bug front too. Basically, it's just all good things all the time, and if you like this, let's say, older, maybe more traditional at this point way of playing Great Sword, you really are going to enjoy this. So that's probably enough, blathering from me. Let's actually set this up. Your armor set is as follows. We have Geismagon helmet, Amatsu chest, the Risen Shagaru gloves, Velkana waist, and Risen Valstrax legs. So quite the nice 5 monsters there. Talisman-wise, this is where it gets interesting. I have a 4 Dragon Heart 2 Weakness Exploit 2/2 slot.
Fuck you!
I know, but truthfully, getting hold of this was super easy. Barely an inconvenience. And I, encourage you to try for it too. Because of new Cyclus melding letting us specifically target Dragonheart, getting a talisman that is 4 Dragonheart and some good slottage is gonna happen almost straight away for you. Getting some good secondary skills might take some more trying, but, adapt and adjust the build to fit what you have rolled. And know that resentment is your I can afford to get less ranks of it to make sure I have everything else skill here. When it comes to your curious crafting, well, your goal is to get all 3 ranks of both Frostcraft and Bloodlust. We have 1 Frostcraft inbuilt thanks to the waste here because it gives us the 3 focus too, so it's very efficient. So from the 5 curious crafts, we need 2 ranks of Frostcraft and 2 ranks of Bloodlust, as the gloves give us the first one. This means that we can't lose too many needed skills, but you can lose 1 and get it back on the 5th piece, as I've done with just the pure plus attack that I got on the Velkana waist. So yeah, that's what you're aiming for there, and truly good luck. Though honestly, because again, Frostcraft is only considered an A tier skill, not an S tier, you can get it for trading away just a stun resist, and that makes it very attainable with just a bit of time put into it. Altogether then, our skill list comes out thusly: Attack 7, Crit Eye 7, Resentment 5, Dragonheart 5, Crit Boost 3, Weakness Exploit 3, Focus 3, Stun Resist 3, which is required, otherwise you'll get stunned in Rage Slash, Bloodlust 3, Frostcraft 3, Intrepid Heart 2, and then a leftover Frenzied Bloodlust. You see what I mean? It's not a crazy skill list, but everything that needs to be there is there, and it's all at max level, and it just really is pleasing to the eye. Maybe that's just me, but it's just such a nice, compact, it just works box of death, and I really enjoy knowing I'm wearing it, as I do enjoy knowing we're using the new Amatsu Great Sword to maximum effect. And if you're wondering why we're doing that, it's not just so we can use Bloodlust, it's not just for the 10% extra damage on Adamant Slash, it's because we're running Dragonheart as it is the best Rage Slash skill, as will always be at 80% health returning damage, proccing it, but of course it gives you Dragon Blight, which means no elements other than dragon and no status, so the status on Scorn Magna goes away, which means we can't use build-up boost, which makes it weaker than the Amatsu, and also, it's just fun to play with Bloodlust and Amatsu in this playstyle, and again, it is something different for different sake, but by no means does that not mean it isn't the best choice for this, which it is, as Amatsu was tailor-made for both a Silkbind spammy build, Adamant Slash, and anything that can get away with using Bloodlust, which is a potent damaging skill if you can deal with managing the Frenzy, which constant big motion value hyper armor attacks let you do very easily. So we decorate it all up, as you are currently seeing, and we end up firmly and completely in business. Of course, I can't let you go without making you sit through some maths first, so if you must know, 395 on the weapon goes to 450 with the addition of Attack 7, Resentment 5, and Bloodlust 3. I'm doing the calculation as if everything is firing for the big Rage Slash, of course. There is a little bit of time without Bloodlust up and so on and so forth, but, you know, let me cook. Then we get the multipliers, 10% from Attack 7, 10% from Dragon Heart, 40% increase from 100% affinity with 3 per crit boost, times 1.39 for Purple Sharpness, times 1.3 for the Frostcraft hits, which will always be on Adamant Slash and sometimes on Rage Slash, sometimes they'll be 1.2, and that results in 1377, which if you remember the current best Title Update 5 build, is only about 20 less than it, which is really, really impressive, and if we allow for Adamant Slash getting an extra 10% from the Amatsu weapon, well that's 1515, which is like 100 more than it, which is absolutely silly amounts of raw. Whoa! So, there you have it, everybody. That is Rage Slash finally risen from the dead, standing shoulder to shoulder with Strongarm and competing with the best of them in the most straightforward, brutish, and brilliant of great swording ways. I hope you have fun trying it if indeed you do, and if you do, let me know how it goes. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more, consider supporting the future channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.